Welcome back to the Global Business Report here on Arise News. Africa's elderly population is growing, as everywhere in the world, their families often struggle to cope with providing proper care and companionship. This is where Nigerian startup Greymate Care enters the scene. With its mission to take the stress out of home care, Chika Madubuko is the founder of this e-homecare service, and one of Forbes under 30 joins me in the studio as well. Chika, it's good to have you with us, and good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right. So what do you make of this electronic home care service? Tell us about this relating to your field. What do you make of it?
So in Nigeria, I think we're at a point where we should solve our own problems using technology. I'm pretty bullish on solving our social problems using technology because, for example, Greymate Care is an online platform that connects the elderly to a vetted caregiver. So if you add technology to any business you're running, it helps you scale. It gives visibility to those who are looking for the problem the sector you're serving. Those who are looking for the kind of people you have or the products you're selling. So I think we're at that point where we should solve our problems using technology, and that's why we launched Greymate Care.
Very good. I'm still going to talk about the issue of new tech startups in Nigeria, tailored to our daily needs, as it were. So still talking about technology in making this a reality, how would you assess the prospects there?
Okay. So before I start, I want to say that if you're launching a startup in Nigeria and it's not for, the problem you're trying to solve is not the daily needs, then you should actually go home. Because if you look at Nigeria, where is the money? It's actually on the streets, where is, a lot of people are on the bottom of the pyramid. So you want to serve that class. You don't want to make it high end. You don't want luxury products where you're looking for, where you're trying to serve 4 people, where you can actually serve 4 million. That's the way I'm looking at it. And I think there's a very bright future for startups who venture into that space and especially add technology to their operations, because it makes the business scalable. It makes, like I said initially, it creates visibility as well. Whatever you're looking for, you can literally flip out your phone and buy the services or the products that the person has.
Very good. Now, talking about the market value of electronic home care service such as yours, do you welcome competition in this segment of the economy?
Of course.
It's bound to come. We're seeing the same thing with...
I literally made Forbes on the 30, so it tells you that there's something in what I'm doing. So, yes, it's a $9 billion market, and this is just Nigeria alone, and we're serving over 12 million Nigerians. We haven't even scratched the surface. In 2-3 years, we anticipate that lots of people are going to join in this sector. And for me, I say the sky is big enough for all of us to fly. The numbers are there. There's a lot of money for all of us to make. So yes, I actually welcome competition into this sector.
So that's where innovation comes in as well. When you have competition, you have
you have to really think about your own processes.
Of the rivals, as it were.
Yes.
So in view of this, how long have you been doing this?
Since 2016. We've been in operations for nearly 3 years.
Okay,
Yes.
and talking about the challenges, because such a venture, you're
There are
going
risks.
to like uncharted territory, as it were.
Yes.
But be that as it may, what have been the challenges so far?
So for a business like mine, where you're dealing with other humans where you can't be there, I can't be in all the homes we serve. So yes, you rely on other humans. You have problems that fall into theft. Are these people trustworthy? Or can I trust these people to come into my home? And I can tell you that since inception, we've had 0 problems, because it's pretty easy. Like you said, innovation. What did we do differently? Before you sign up, we make sure you have 2 guarantors. We make sure you sign with the army and the police, and you're trained. You're trained as well to make sure that you're the kind of person we're looking for, even right before we interview you, right? So things like this, makes it easy for us to have run this business for this number of years, and we have no problem till date.
Indeed. Now, what is the operational like in terms of the personnel, sourcing for personnel that will actually take care of the elderly or where the services is needed? So how do you come about that?
You mean hiring them?
Yes, hiring them.
So We have two categories. We have the nurses and we have the non-medical caregivers. So for the nurses, you have to have a number of years of experience and you have to be a registered nurse to provide nursing care to these people in their homes. Then for the non-medical caregivers, we check a couple of parameters such as your willingness to learn, how trustworthy are you. There are questions we ask, and then we find out if you're the right person for this fit. And then we train as well, because it's not enough to just say, okay, come on board and become a caregiver. Yeah. We put you through 3 to 6 months training to make sure that you understand what it is that we're trying to do. And then we have continuous assessments where, we sift out the people who are not fit for this role.
Yeah, so yes. It's highly engaging, as it were.
Yes.
All right, very good. Now, the immediate benefits of having such a concept, in society, what do you make of it?
So for Greymate Care, I think we can measure our social impact. So what are we doing? We're serving a multi-sided market where we're trying to make people who are unemployed have jobs, and we're improving the lives of these elderly who need our services. So for now, we have signed up over 1,000 caregivers on our platform. That's social impact, right? So before now, they had no jobs. Now they have a job. They have a means of living, and it trickles down because now they can send money home if they're married to their wives, if they are not married to their parents, or it's social impact for me. And the other side, so these people have better lives. They can get out of bed. They can, not have to go on their bodies. They have someone to take care of them, and right in the comfort of their homes. So that's it. And then for me as an entrepreneur, it's lucrative for me as well. I get more money off the
I was going to ask you about how lucrative this is, how profitable this venture is.
It is actually, it's profitable. Like I told you the numbers initially. So with those numbers multiplied by what we charge, and so I'm happy we got into Forbes too. So,
but definitely, you're not the only one. You can't be everywhere at once. So you must have some kind of support staff. So.
Yes, so right now we have over 14 staff on, permanent staff. That are not the caregivers. So we have human resources, because you need human resource personnel to manage this number of staff, offline and online. We have the social media, the marketing staff, the customer care who take the calls, and so it's a proper team of very innovative and wonderful personnel in running the affairs of Greymate Care.
And of course, in this venture, it's people-oriented. So what has the response been, from the public in terms of your services?
So to be honest, at the initial stage, people didn't understand it, and they were worried about safety. Can I let the stranger come into my home to take care of my loved ones? And we let them know that, yes, this is what we're doing differently. We don't just send anybody into your home. Just know that this person has been tested medically. This person has been background checked. This person has 0 criminal records and is not planning to have one. This person knows that the police is on this case. So when you tell people these things and you let them know that it's okay for you to allow someone else to come take care of your loved ones. You don't have to be in the office and the home at the same time. Let them see where the problem is and tell them you have a solution. They would latch onto the plan, like we've seen in 3 years.
All right. And in terms of public enlightenment, how has that been so far? For that response from the people? Public enlightenment for the people to actually respond to your services.
Oh, okay. So we've recorded a 50% drift from where we were, at inception. So right now, people understand what it is that we're trying to do. They're happy with the plans, and from the number of customers that have signed up, we know that people this problem exists, and they want us to solve it for them.
All right. And for people, there are a lot of prospective entrepreneurs out there that might be thinking, okay, fine. Can I actually do what she did? So what are the prospects there? What advice would you give for someone who wants to go into your kind of business?
I'll simply say identify the problem in the space you want to serve, and build your processes based on that problem. Just think about what's the age range of this people I want to serve. How do I reach them? How do I make myself stand out? And yes, you just come in and make money.
Indeed. And let's talk about the market environment itself, the Nigerian economy, as it were. Yes, I'm sure probably at the initial stage you might be thinking, okay, a myriad of challenges to go, so many hurdles to have to cross, as it were. So how has the environment, enabled you to set up in the first place?
Okay, so for Greymate Care, this is the right time to set up because thankfully, with the advent of GSM, our internet, even though it's expensive, it's the right time to launch a technology business, and the government has actually been very supportive in terms of providing this form of funding. Like in Lagos State, we have...
Oh, there's a special fund for this segment?
For tech entrepreneurs, actually.
All right,
so,
okay, good.
You sign up and you ask for workspace vouchers, and instead of paying for a bigger fees, they pay for it. So I think in terms of government and in terms of internet penetration, this is the right time to launch. And then for my business itself, it's the time where before now, women would naturally take care of their loved ones, but now a lot of women are working, they have jobs, so they can't be at home anymore. So this is the perfect time to say, okay, don't stay at home, go back to work while we take care of your loved ones. We take the stress off you, we take the, the fear, we take all the emergency, the cases that come with taking care of your loved one, we take care of that for you. So this is the right time.
Very good. And where do you see this kind of business in the next 5 years, as it were?
So Greymate Care is going global. It's what it is. So from Nigeria, we're looking at launching in other parts of Africa, Northern Africa and Southern Africa, especially in East Africa as well. We're planning to launch in 6 to 7 cities by the end of next year. And we want to acquire more customers and sign up more service users on our platform so that we help alleviate unemployment in Africa.
Very good. But have you thought about the peculiar economic situations of those countries you're thinking about expanding into?
So right now, so you look at East Africa, Rwanda, for example. Right now, their economy is looking promising. So what can you do in those countries? If you launch, what's the affordability? What's the purchasing power of people in these countries? What can the government do for you? Can the government even bring you in a form of private-public partnership where you do this thing and the government pays for its people? So it's looking very promising. Africa, this is... I think the fourth revolution we're talking about is going to start in Africa, industrial revolution. So this is the right time to launch anything, start a business in Africa. The economy is looking very promising.
Indeed. And on that note, Chika Madubuko, entrepreneur, I'd like to thank you for your thoughts on electronic home care service and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All right.